Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Spellforce 3, episode 147. Okay, we left off last time. We finally did the mission. We won the battle. We freed, forgot her name, Mariga, whatever her name is. And then we come back, and her brother's like, "We gotta destroy it." And I need to talk to you in private. We come here, and basically, he's saying, "Oh, Spellforce 1." He's basically, we don't want to destroy the rune, because she's basically the first rune warrior. We want to use the rune warrior, use the runes to make rune warriors. He's not using rune warrior yet, but to control people, to change their view, but let them live normal lives. We're amateurs at it right now, and that's how the Shapers had no wars and stuff. And I'm going to ask him his plan. I bet it's going to lead into the Circle Mages and rune warriors. Let's see.
So what's your plan? Use the rune to create a second Shaper empire?
No, use it for the greater good. For us, for our purpose. For our battle against that lunatic Lacane. Damn it, Tahar. This might be the key that I've been looking for. The key for stability. For peace. I will not destroy it.
Lost your mind. Calm down, there has to be another way. Why can't I agree with him? I don't like there's like two ways to basically say you're crazy, I don't agree, or calm down, there has to be another way, I don't agree.
Iskrim, calm down. There has to be another way.
No, there isn't.
Iskrim, you've said it yourself. With Myra's current state of mind, she cannot help us win over the other houses. And without them, we'll never recapture Greykeep. Lacane will win. Please, you have to trust me with this. The rune must be destroyed.
Fine. But I'm doing this for you.
Okay.
You understand me? I will destroy it.
You're gonna find
but
more
as soon as there's time, I will start my research again. And no, you cannot stop me.
That's fine.
Agree with me or
That's
not,
Spellforce 1.
I know this power can do good. I just know it.
So he's actually gonna destroy it, okay. So no rune warriors yet, people. I guess it makes sense for now. She needs to not be robotic.
Go see at Lady Myra at the heart.
Because since she's...
I need time.
Because since she's the first one, and it's affecting like I am already about... But we need it. I give her more free will than that, so she's actually a normal personality. To this day, the ship has magical technology pearls but remain unrivaled. One thing is clear, none of their marvels would have been possible without an incredible amount of magical energy. According to Iskrim, this is it, the heart of the Nexus, the source of the Shaper's power. And now cleaning everything up. This is the only thing I don't like with the game, is the load screen takes a while. Especially, like just said, they jumped to freedom areas, had to load screen every time. When it was in the big battle, it was great.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Cold?
I don't know, Angar. I just
feel
different.
The rune's missing from her.
Taha, what happened? Did the dwarf destroy the rune?
He did.
I see. Well,
there's a bit of a missing there.
Something is off. Myra, she
needed
what?
Myra?
I don't know.
She needed the rune still.
I feel strange, cold.
See? That bloody rune, it did something to her mind.
She needed it to stay with her. Myra cold.
Lady Myra, what do you mean by cold?
Dark, empty.
Bit of us missing.
I don't know how to describe it. Forgive me.
But you remember who you are, don't you?
I am Lady Myra Emmeline Arendir, third-born daughter of House Utran.
She'll get better. We destroyed the rune. How is this possible?
But we destroyed it.
That's my point. Her mind, it must have suffered permanent damage. None of this should have happened. None of it. Myra, you should get some rest. Things might be different tomorrow.
Yes, brother. As you say.
Come. Let us call your companions. There's things that need discussing.
Yeah, we did what you wanted. We got a lot of side quests to do now, so we're going to focus on them.
Alright.
Now
that my sister is safe, and we have the Utran army beside us, we need to discuss our course of action.
What do you do with all of this?
As I've hinted at already, there are two more problems we need to take care of before we can gather to convince the other royal houses to join forces with us and reconquer Greykeep.
Lacane's Iron Ones, and the Leonida forces.
Iron Ones? You mean these giant walking armors?
Yes. We need to destroy the place where the Purity manufactures them. And we need to eliminate Amaria Leonida, who has allied herself with the Harbinger.
House Leonida has the strongest army in Nortander. Wouldn't it be wiser to forge the alliance with Wolfgar and Hallett first and then deal with them?
It would, but Leonida is controlling the borders. In other words, until we've taken care of her and the Ironborn, we couldn't move the Wolfgar or Hallett forces, even if they agreed to an alliance.
Well, these Iron Ones. Armelin allied herself with Harborn.
Any idea what these Iron Ones actually are? Golems?
No, I doubt
They
it.
have the blades for
They have the magical signature of a human. I guess we'll need to find out.
Yes, though I'm fairly certain the Harbinger's new magic has to do with it.
Probably.
The Archfire.
But if that's the case, how are we supposed to deal with them?
Well, according to my scouts, there is a place where they are being created by whatever unholy power is behind this. And it seems that this smeltery, if you want to call it that, is in the Windwall foothills.
So we travel to Windwall and burn down that factory. Is that the plan?
Yes. It's a simple task, but it won't be easy. We can be sure that the Purity is doing all in their power to protect it.
Okay,
Amaria Leonida allied herself with the Harbinger? Why?
Because she's probably the most ardent follower of the Purity's teaching. She was the first truly influential Nortandian to repent when Lakane's new religion was founded, and also the first to declare her unconditional loyalty after Lakane showed his true face and took over Greyfell.
Would that have something to do with the war?
Could that also have something to do with what happened during the Mage War? That her sons fell in the last battle against my father?
I'm pretty sure it has.
Yep.
Did you know that she attempted to commit suicide?
No.
That was only months after the Queen had put an end to her father's doing. So yes, her loyalty to the Purity almost certainly has to do with her losses. She also despises you, as is Samon Tahar's child, from the bottom of her heart.
That's not good. How do you plan to neutralize her? We can't just move our army into Leonida territory. That would be suicide.
Well, that's where we got lucky. Amaria Leonida has taken up position in the Eye.
In the marshlands? Why?
My guess is as good as yours, but I suppose it has to do with your father's laboratory. I doubt Lakane is done with it.
Of course not. He's leading an army.
So, Amaria is leading the army herself. How? I didn't know she knew about warfare.
Well, she does.
Word has it that the Harbinger has, how should I say, granted Amaria a gift as a token of gratitude for her loyalty. Magical powers, in other words. Maybe even a part of this Archfire energy. No, I don't know if these rumors are true, but we'll have to consider them when we make our plan.
Wow. Seems like this will be quite the battle.
Indeed. Which is why we need a good strategy.
And let's prepare.
Fair enough. Then let's start making preparations.
Good.
We need to level everyone.
Don't forget that it's still not too late to look for more allies. Time is sparse, yes, but we must not forget how strong the Purity has
Gotta
got.
do side quests to get allies now after we leveled everybody. What
Corporal
the?
Tahar?
Oh, no. What?
Corporal Tahar!
What?
Private Miller, isn't it?
Yes, what do you want
What's
this
the matter?
time?
I have news. Bad news.
What?
Report.
Our scouts, they reported something.
What?
A dragon has appeared near the canyon.
What?
An elder.
Oh, crud.
An elder? You mean...
Yes. From the legends.
Join us, man?
What? But they've been asleep for centuries.
Well, apparently not.
Are you sure this isn't a mistake?
Quite sure. The Iron Falcons found 3 keepers torn apart and scorched in a way that only a dragon could do it. But what's even more alarming is that the Falcons believe that said dragon is heading our way.
Why?
I don't know.
Join us?
I just don't know. What are your orders?
To confirm the rumor, what if the scouts are wrong?
We need to confirm the rumor.
But how? I'm only a scout, Corporal. By the way I see it, we only have 2 options. Wait or act. If we wait, the dragon might attack Mulandir without us being prepared. If we act, at least we're the ones who decide where the confrontation will happen.
They're going for a dragon next.
You have a point.
Before everyone else.
What if the scouts are wrong, and the dragon isn't here for us?
It is a possibility.
Where is the dragon now? Is it moving?
They told you it is.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
According to the Falcons, it has landed in a small oasis in the scorching desert. A 1 or 2 day journey from Aenir's Blade. What will you do, Corporal? I know this war is already taking up all of your resources, but we cannot just stand by and watch while that creature comes at us, can we?
Yeah, because my thing is, with the dragon situation, we know it and it is coming for us, and we're not here because we're doing another mission. We're screwed. If it wants to... I can't remember if they could talk a Spellforce or not. Or communicate with its mind. If it does, maybe it wants to ally with us, and then we got this great ally, or we go and fight it and get rid of it. I remember complaining Dragons as Spellforce, the ice expansion, if I'm not mistaken. When you had the ice ones and stuff. Let's see for myself.
I'll travel to the Oasis and see for myself.
I understand. Want me to tell the others?
I'll do it when we head out. Dismissed, Private.
Sir.
Okay. Probably got to level me right now. Okay. Got our goals to get to here. So I'm hoping next time I don't have to have these. It looks like it's connected, so tags have a chance to apply weekend. Okay, what's my weapon even use? My weapon is a will and intelligence weapon. So basically these two. Focus regeneration so I get more power. So I can't level everyone else yet. I have something new.
I've been wondering.
I don't think I've asked that before.
Do you have a family? Heirs?
That question came unexpected.
Yeah, I guess in a
Is
situation.
it so hard to answer?
It isn't. No. I don't have a family. Save for my sisters.
How come?
Well,
It's flashing all the
I'm
time.
afraid to understand my answer, I need to go back a little. You see, I had always known what my life would look like, long before it became what it is. You see, House Arendir is one of the eldest of Northander. The role of every Arendir had already been chosen the moment he or she was given birth to. For me, it was always clear that I would be the Lord Marshal of the Royal Army.
So your parents forced you to do this?
Let me put it this way. It was my duty. Of course, I could have rebelled, but even back then, I had already come to realize that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Sure, I too had had my share of boyhood dreams, but betraying my parents and the realm had never been an option.
Commander wasn't your boyhood dream?
Being a royal commander sounds an awful lot like a boyhood dream to me.
I guess it does. But you need to keep in mind that we Arendirs were raised for this. I knew from the start that a military path had little to do with the tale of brave knights in shining armor from the poems and the plays. People, especially in youth, often crave for what they don't have. The fisherman's daughter might dream of a life as a princess, whereas the princess aches for the charming vagabond to take her to an exotic place, far away from her life of etiquette, stern-faced governesses, and arranged marriage.
Did you dream of also a charming sellsword? So you were looking for something else?
What did you dream of? Also a charming sellsword who'd take you to exotic places?
Very funny. You see, one of my uncles had been a seaman. His branch of the family was by far the least powerful one, but whenever he came to visit, I didn't leave his side for a minute.
Be a fisherman.
He had sailed to Kalea to meet with the Blood Oracle, to Imperia, to the great Colosseums, and once he had even sailed all around the lands of winter. You can imagine that for me as a boy, his stories were a lot more exciting than my lessons in math, history, and politics.
Yeah, it sounds it.
More than once after his visits, I found myself lying in bed and wondering what it would be like to just pack my bags, enlist on one of the trade ships, and see all these marvels my uncle had told me about myself. A foolish fantasy, of course.
Really?
But still, it existed.
Yeah, my sister can help like becoming a seaman.
But yet, you never seriously contemplated becoming a seaman.
No. I was young, yes, but I wasn't a fool. Even if duty and loyalty had not been a concern of mine, I knew that my uncle only told me about the good parts of his life.
Of course.
He never spoke of how a snowstorm cost him 3 of his fingers, and why he always carried a bottle of brandy wherever he went.
It's alcoholic. Still alive?
Is your uncle still alive?
No. His ship ran aground when I was 14 winters old.
Of course. You should have given it a shot. I think staying was right, Sean.
You should have given it a try. We only get one shot at life.
Well, thank you for your advice.
You're welcome.
Either way, we digress.
That's true. I'm still not sure I understand why becoming the Lord Marshal stopped you from having family.
It was a choice.
Okay. I didn't stop you then, you
I
stopped
probably
yourself.
don't need to tell you this, but love and marriage are as much a duty as any other. You cannot be a good husband or a good wife if you don't commit entirely.
Wow.
And the same goes for parenthood. And the higher I rose, the more I realized that people in my position, whose decisions affect the lives of tens of thousands, can and should only have one commitment.
Their duty.
Yes.
I can't agree then with that.
I know it sounds dramatic, but it's the truth.
Sure.
I chose not to have a family, because the realm was my wife and its people were my
That
children.
makes more sense.
Allowing somebody else into my life would have meant betraying the others.
That makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? Because at the end of the day, if he's distracted by his kid, and I did something later, and next thing 100 people die, it's good to count on him at that point. Obviously, regular people with regular jobs that don't, you know, have thousands of people's lives under them, that's a little different, yeah. Because you can do more. What about your bloodline? Who will carry on your name?
What about the
That's a
Arandir
good point.
bloodline? Who will carry on your
That's a
name
good-
if you
good
don't have
question
an heir?
once.
My sister, Myra.
No,
But
I
isn't she a
forgot
widow?
about her.
Yes.
Dumb question.
Her husband, Lord Uhtred, died in the Mage Wars.
Just saved I forgot about
She's
her.
still young, and once we've ended this madness, I will encourage her to look for a new, suitable partner.
There are commanders that have families.
But there are commanders that have families.
And they have them at an expense. If life taught me anything, then it's that excellence requires absolute dedication.
Okay.
And with the responsibilities that I have, I simply cannot allow myself to be distracted.
Doesn't matter. Think you're sad. I don't know. Because part of me sees this point, and if you didn't hold them people under you, I could understand it. Well, be against it more. I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I'm going to say that's admirable.
Well, your dedication is definitely
So
admirable.
that's kind of on the middle issue, isn't it?
Maybe. But we've wasted enough time. You wanted an answer, and that was it. Is there anything else you wanted to know?
We're leaving now.
I'll be leaving now.
All right.
Anything else to add from before?
So you made it after all. Not bad.
You didn't think I would?
No. That sleep you were in. I didn't feel that there was any life left in you. But then again, you always were damn hard to kill to begin with.
I know, thank you.
That new energy inside you, though, that's a different story.
So you can feel it?
Oh, that's like standing in front of a bonfire and being asked if you can feel the heat. Yes, Tahar, I can. Anyway, in case you're here to ask, we're staying.
So, you'll help me fight the Purity?
You make it sound as though this thing is somehow your responsibility.
Kind of is.
It isn't.
Father calls it.
That fanatic,
I use my mother.
with his
Now
idiotic
she's
stories
captured.
of the All-Father's return, is out for all of us. Especially the orcs, or the other members of the dark races. So yeah, the Fire Wielders will stay.
Yeah.
That's good news. Thanks, Gore.
Don't mention it. Anything else?
Interesting.
That's stuff we had before, innit?
I'll be off.
We'll be off. Okay, good. She got something else to say down here?
Got it.
Because apparently, Urma does and Ilia does. So we have stuff for them to talk and just see if she has.
Let's see.
Corporal? Need anything?
Did you leave Finra? Tell me about you. Tell me right now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Understood.
You are the weakest link. Oh, who's that? Oh, is that Mirror?
Now would you...
Tahar?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Myra.
Myra.
How, are you?
I don't know.
There you go. Condition.
I wanted to talk about your condition. That room, it changed something in you, didn't it?
Yep.
Can you describe it?
Everything has turned gray.
She needs a room back.
Dark. I feel like a stranger. A stranger in my own body. A puppet without someone to pull the strings anymore. I try to feel, but I can't. I suppose this is what it adds up to.
Feeling like it's getting better?
Are you feeling like it's getting better?
No.
Right. Yeah, he needs to do the research to reconnect to her and give her a will back somehow. It's troubling.
That's troubling.
I suppose.
I'll say if I want.
I wanted to talk about your condition.
Everything I try to feel, but I can't.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. If we had come sooner, then maybe, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be as bad.
As soon as we could.
I doubt that would be the case, but I appreciate your efforts to comfort me.
Thank you.
I'll be off. Get well soon, Myra.
I'll do my best.
Ah, thank God. What is that for? It's not her, is it? Or is there somebody in here I've missed? Okay, does she have a quest on her that I've got to go for the thing
Corporal?
for or something?
Need anything?
Let's still be here. Briefing back. Tell me about your time on the road.
Tell me a bit about your time
Well,
on the road.
maybe something
What
she
was
would
it
talk
like?
about.
Is that a command, Corporal?
So I went with please.
Please?
All right, but I'm afraid there isn't so much to tell. Have you ever been on the road by yourself?
Long time ago, yes.
A long time ago.
Well, then you know how wearisome. Sleeping under the stars sounds most of the time your stomach and your purse are empty, and your feet are full of blisters. And of course, there's the constant...
Do you miss it sometimes? The vagabond?
Well, we're still vagabonds somehow, aren't we? But I know what you mean. And yeah, I sometimes do.
I've seen this, haven't we?
The wind on my skin. There was this one night I'll never forget.
Yeah, I remember that.
My first impulse was to jump up, but I didn't. As if that feeling lasted until the sun came up. And then...
That sounds beautiful.
And a bit
And what do you make of it?
Truth be told, I don't know. But it changed something.
Okay, is that something for this?
You never told me why you fled Finna.
Fair enough. You've given me little reason to distrust you,
maybe that's
so...
a bit needed.
No, well, let's just get this over with. I already told you about my father. How to him, I had always been more of an asset.
Yeah.
Well, after my father died, I decided to become a novice.
A novice?
Someone aspiring to be a priest of Ellen. I don't know why I did it. It was something my father had always considered a backup plan if an arranged marriage wouldn't work out. Part of it was probably because obeying my father was all I knew at that time.
Yeah, this is new. That's why that was over then. That means... Ah, okay, so if that's over, that means some of the stuff we've asked before you can re-ask. And they wouldn't talk about it earlier. Good. So I have to remember that if I see that over somebody. What does a priest of Ellen do?
What does life as a priest of Ellen look like?
Boring. Though not as boring as a Northander monk's life. You are free to have family and to indulge in the earthly pleasures.
Oh, I'll be
Still,
happy.
your life is devoted to worship. And for a priest of Ellen, that means healing the sick and preserving Ellen's greatest gift. Nature.
Was it difficult to receive... And what that was?
Was it difficult to receive the novitiate?
Not for me. First of all, I was a good candidate. I was still very young, not even in my 30s. And I already knew a great deal about magic and healing. Secondly, I was, after all, pure blood. That helped as well.
Something happened.
But something happened.
Yes. In my first year, I fell in love.
Oh.
That crazy, hot-blooded, head-over-the-heels kind of love that the bards all sing about. The boy felt the same way, and for the next year, it was, well, it was perfect. It was the two of us against the world.
And they killed him something.
Maybe you know that feeling.
What was his name?
What was his name?
Doesn't matter.
Cut off quick. Priest didn't mind.
And the
They
priests
minded.
didn't mind?
Priestesses.
Oh.
Only women are allowed to teach. And no, they
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Elves consider love to be a blessing of
good. I thought they were
Ellen.
gonna be against
Forbidding
it.
it would be near absurd.
That's what I thought we were going to do.
I have no clue where your monks got that idea from. Though, of course, that boy and I tried to, restrain ourselves when the situation demanded it.
I guess your romance didn't end well.
Huh.
She
And I
pregnant?
guess your romance didn't end well.
You guess right. but it was more than that. You know, I told you how I always felt estranged around other people?
Yeah.
I knew how to put on a smile, how to make myself fit in, but it was always fake. Shallow. With him, it was different. Dramatic as it may sound, I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Then there was the novitiate. Despite all the time I sunk into doing the crazy things lovers often do, I never failed as a student. Or, no, let's put it another way. I was the best. In every aspect.
Which didn't sit well with some people.
No. And eventually, they made sure I felt it. They excluded me from everything.
Why?
Stared at me when I walked by. It hurt, yes, but I convinced myself it didn't. I've always been good at that.
Did it take a toll on your relationship with that boy?
More than that. My lover's friends started manipulating him. Telling him that I only saw him as my pet. That he was a failure, and that I only kept him around to feel good about myself.
Mean. Toxic, yeah, definitely. Should have been above that. It's toxic.
That's toxic.
It was. And their seeds met fertile ground. You see, we novices all knew that only 4 out of 20 will be granted priesthood at the end of our training. And being a failed novice leaves you with a mark you'll keep for the rest of your life.
Okay.
It all looked peaceful on the surface, but beneath that it was an arena. And these other novices, they made sure my friend became aware of that fact. To him, I started being a rival as well.
Wow.
And do you want to know the biggest joke of it all? I didn't see it.
Trust him?
The idea that, I don't know, that he would listen to them. That he would ever reach a point where he'd put what we had below his hurt pride and his fears. It never crossed my mind.
So what happened?
Blindsided, basically.
He knew I was curious by nature, so one night when we were in bed together, he suddenly asked me if I wanted to go on an adventure. Of course I said yes. So we snuck out into the cloister's courtyard. It was beautiful. The night was cloudless, and the old oak, our cloister's shrine, had just begun to bloom. We made our way to the library building, but of course the door was locked.
You didn't rest for breaking in.
Out of nowhere, he pulled a key, grinning at me, and opened it. It was insane. As you can imagine, priests aren't known for being lenient towards these kinds of trespassings. We were risking our novitiate, and I didn't even know the reason, but I liked it. And we were doing it together, weren't we? It was exciting. He took my hand and we went to the High Priestess's office. We opened the door and went inside, and there he finally told me what we were here for, to open the grimoire.
I've heard of that. I can't think what it is, I've heard of it. Let me ask.
Grimoire?
The High Priestess's spellbook. It was a stupid idea. And if I hadn't been so blind, so bloody naive, I should have seen it by then. But I didn't.
What did he ask you to do?
To open it and try to read one of the spells. He teased me. Told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. You know, saying it like that sounds so bloody stupid, doesn't it? But again, I was too blind.
Did you doing it, or did you blow the place up with something by mistake?
I laughed. I wanted to impress him, so I gave him a kiss. Opened the page and started saying the words. Long story short, I lost control. The spell was too much for me to handle and it misfired.
Damn.
One moment I was staring at the pages, the next one, the library was aflame and my lover was gone.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting to happen. I expected her maybe to get blow the place up or something, but he would have set her up, not he died in the process. Why did he... I thought that his friend got to him, led her there, like go in here, and then the spell goes off, burns the place down, he runs out, it was all her, and then she gets done for it. But she killed him in the process by mistake, by the sound of it. So, was he still in love with her, or was he setting her up?
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I was the one too stupid to see it coming.
How far did that fire spread?
Not far. It was put out before it could do real damage. But, of course, that was the end of novitiate. I was thrown into the cell of shame and sentenced to 12 years of polishing prayer banks and cleaning floors on the shrine.
Okay, I'm confused. Because then he was gone. Did he run off, and that's so he did set her up, or did he die? You try and tell them that all this had been. He ran off. Okay, he ran off.
Did you try to tell the priestesses the whole story?
No, I just sat there and smiled. Of course I did. But my love had all his friends to back him up. To them, it wasn't even a trial. It was a feast.
Wow. No, it wouldn't.
Your lover. Did he?
No, he wouldn't have done that.
I think so.
But then why did he go through it then?
The only bloody gratification I ever got from this. But even if he would have confessed and begged me to take him back, I couldn't have. All that connection, that trust.
Wow.
It was gone. Worse, it was tainted.
I wonder. So you ran for it?
But you never did polish those prayer banks. Am I right?
No. And the night after the trial, they still let me sleep in my chamber. Thoughtlessness, I suppose, or maybe they simply didn't care. I got my things, left, and never came back.
Wow.
So, here it is,
basically.
the whole truth. No dark secrets, no assassinations, no necromantic rituals. Just a plain old broken heart. Compared with all that shit you had to go through, it almost sounds ludicrous.
Being betrayed by someone you trust hits the hardest. It would have been the only option.
It doesn't. Being betrayed by someone you trust often hits the hardest.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't get it. How could he give all that up? I mean, there was something between us, you know? Something rare, something precious.
Well, he didn't care.
But no. He threw it all away for his fucking vanity.
Yeah, but he didn't care.
But in a way, it's just a continuation of what I've always known. Wherever I am, I'm a stranger. People don't like me, and I don't like them.
We like
For
you.
what it's worth, I'm glad our paths crossed.
Yeah. Me too, Corporal. Me too.
Corporal.
I'd like some space now. I hope you don't mind. Let's talk later.
Sunny skill. Nice. Reborn. See you later. Wow. And with that, we're going to end the episode here. So please like, please subscribe. See you next time. I've been IVATOPIA. You've been awesome. And hopefully next episode we'll find Urban and Ilan and talk to them. And maybe buy some more stuff before we head out and start doing the side missions. Or specifically the dragon mission, I think was goal is then the side missions. Dragon might be a side one anyway. Anyway, see you next time. You've been awesome. Thank you very much. Bye everyone.